Hi there, I'm Cruz, and this week I'm back with yet another list guide. In case you don't know me, I am a regular in the top 10 list and a regular in the tournament scene as well. Last week I showed off this Darkborn list that I used to tear up the ladder, and this week I thought I would show off a list that is free and will dominate one of the most common archetypes out there. The Gunwizard. Now, the Gunwizard isn't a particularly good archetype, but it is a very popular one, and exists with many different variations. Fireball, Hex of Ruin, or maybe Fireball and Hex of Ruin. Add as much shooting as you can, and you have a list that sometimes can get lucky and win, especially if you end up on the desert map. So I decided to make a list that exploits this list in particular, and also does well against any other list that relies heavily on shooting. I present to you the Orc Boys. Let me quickly go over each unit. The Catapult was there to apply range pressure, and it usually deals really well with enemy ranged units. The Giant is there because it's fearless and great to have on the objective, and also because he straight up beats a tank in a one-on-one fight. Next up, the Goblin Mob is your chaff. They're there to get shot by arrows, take a stone to the face from the catapults, get chased by a giant tree, whatever. They are there to die. 15 wounds for 60 points is a great deal. Don't throw them away, but let them take the brunt of the damage. Then on to the star of the list, the War Chief. At 155 points, he is an expensive piece, but with two-hand weapons, Potion of Power, and True Strike, he is an incredibly reliable mage slayer. Now I did the math for you guys. If the War Chief front charges an Imperial Wizard and 13 Musketmen, he has an 88% chance to kill the Wizard, the Wyvern has a 95% chance to survive, or if he gets hexed, then a 45% chance to survive. That means there is a 1% chance to not kill the wizard and die, or if you get hexed 1 in 18 times. Which means, basically, if you have the chance, get in the face of that wizard and kill. Next up are the Orc Warriors. They're good. They have two-hand weapons. That makes them dangerous even though half of them are dead. They could be another Goblin Mob, or they could be wearing shield and sword instead of two-hand weapons. But I'm weak for two-hand weapon orcs, and it fit the theme of the list. And finally, the last unit of the list, the Orc Boar Chariot. It's a good unit. It's fast, it has 5 defense, and it is really good at screening. I tried to use it the same way I used the bats for Dead Nations. Flanking, making sure I don't get flanked, baiting. And if your opponent commits 2 units to one 55-point chariot, you can probably get a much better trade the next round. So that is the list. I've had great success with it. Let's have a look at some replays to see how it plays. Now in this game against the Crid, another top 10 staple, I immediately make a rookie mistake and leave my Wyvern and War Chief unprotected, and immediately lose 4 of the 5 wounds on the Wyvern against a list that has 4 units with ranged attacks. Not ideal. I'm trying to get my units into cover, and to not get flanked. He shoots my goblins with his crossbowmen. I'm okay with that. And he also places his chariot, which has 1 more move than the Orc Chariot, just out of reach of the Orc Chariot, so he can get the charge next round. But I can't. I had foreseen this though, and put myself in range of the Spearman, so if he was trying to do something like that, I would be able to charge into the Spearman. The next round, I get my Giant onto the right objective. The Crid is peeking in and out of the forest so he can shoot without getting shot back. Now this round, I have the last move since I had the last charge last round, so I'm able to get my War Chief into a nice flanking position against the crossbowman. I pop the War Cry to help the Chariot on the right, and the Crid has actually hexed it to make sure it dies against the Spearman. As round 3 starts, I want to keep my giant on the right objective and keep him off the left objective. I pop the potion of power to ensure I kill the caster and on the crossbowman, and he hexes the wyvern back to ensure it dies. And here you can see the giant holding strong and fearless. The war chief kills the priestess, but sadly the wyvern dies to the crossbowman. I messed up on the first move on turn 1. The goblins somehow hold and ensure that I get a great flank, which the Darkborn riders can't run away from. And from here on out, it's just me slowly ticking war score while he's vainly trying to kill the giant with 6 defense on the right. By the end, even though we did manage to rout my left flank, I have so many points racked up, and he has lost too many units along the way. In this next clip I want to talk about position, because you do not want your enemy caster or hero to be able to flee away from you and then suddenly get shocked by the enemy cannon or something. Well, how close should you be then? Well, just place your Wyvern just a little bit outside of their charge arc and they should have no chance of escaping. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this guide and list. This list has certainly worked for me, so let me know in the comments below if it worked for you as well. And if you liked this content, hit that subscribe button and maybe I'll make some more.